beautiful people of the internet, and welcome to my first wrap-up video for Booktube. I've decided to join the ranks of Booktube in addition to vlogging, so I'm looking at my dog. She's pouting. Gracie, you pouting? Are you pouting? Yeah. So today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up. I'm aware that it is March, well today it's March 6th. I know, the dates of life. I had said in my vlog, which is going to be going up this Sunday, that I was going to do my February wrap-up as part of that vlog, but honestly, I feel like I'm probably going to ramble for too long to put it into the vlog, so it's going to be its own video, and it's going to go up on Wednesday, and that means this is going to be up before that vlog telling you that I'm going to do my February wrap-up, and that video will even go up. So let's get started. First book I read in February is called How to Say I Love You Out Loud by Carol Caso. I don't know. This is a book that I got from I got it either from Book Outlet or halfpricebooks.com, one of the two, and it was just one of the ones that was like in their clearance section, and it was literally 99 cents. I was just like, it looks kind of interesting, I guess I'll buy it. And I actually had also gotten another book called Is It Night or Day that was it was a novel about a girl during World War II that moves to America to escape Nazis, basically. But it was so good. And this was the other one that I bought because it was 99 cents, and why not? And it's just about a teenage girl who's like an overachiever and just wants to fit in, and her family moves to a new school district because her brother, who is 2 years younger than her, has severe autism, and so the district that they move to offers to pay for private schooling for students with special needs instead of offering special needs programs within the public school district. So they have moved because he's able to be in a better atmosphere than if he were to be in a normal school with mainstream students because of the severity of his autism. She goes to the high school in that district, which is one of the best public high schools in the country, and she is in the gifted program. She's a varsity starter on lacrosse, and basically all she wants to do is fit in. And then book picks up at the beginning of her junior year, and they move to this district during her sophomore year. So she's been at the school for a year when the book starts, and it's just kind of backgrounding her life, and we find out that she's never actually told any of her friends that she's made at this new school about her brother. And so basically she's never had them come over or nothing like that because she just doesn't want them to know about it. And you find out why later on in the book. But then at the beginning of the school year, like the first 2 weeks of school, the school that her brother was attending shuts down. And so the school district that she goes to has a 60-day period to get the special needs students replaced into other special needs schools. And during that time, they have to attend whatever high school or grade school, whatever grade they're in, is in their district, and makeshift classrooms with aides. So that means her brother shows up at her school, and it's just about, like basically how she deals with that, and how they interact with each other, and basically how she struggles, how he struggles, and not really much more I can say without giving everything away. It is really, really good. It's really sweet. So it was just a really, really interesting perspective on autism from a sibling's point of view. I highly recommend this book. The second book I read in February was called My Perfect Life by Diane Sheldon, and this is the sequel to Confession of a Teenage Drama Queen. I did not know that when I picked it up at the library. For a long time I didn't get books from a library. 2 reasons. One, I like owning books. My goal is to have a library in my house someday, and so why not buy books, and I buy them cheap. And 2, I don't like the germs that are in library books. You never know. It's not like you can wash a book, so yeah. I've really been needing to save money, so I have been going to the library and just finding books. Right now, I'm only buying books that are coming out that I want to be able to read, and we'll have to pre-order to be able to get them anytime soon. or that are part of a series like the Wayward Children series, Beneath the Sugar Sky came out, and I recently bought that. But anyways, so I just was scanning the YA bookshelves at my library and I saw this and I just grabbed it. I don't know why. I was just in the mood for a few mindless reads this month. And it actually was really good. I think more than anything, I like her writing style. It was really easy. And this is YA, but I think the comprehension level is probably middle grade. But it was really fun. It was a really cute book. I did not know that this was the sequel to Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen until like the second chapter of the book, because all through the first chapter, like they're like talking about the characters and all of this stuff, and I'm like, this sounds like something that I know. And I was like, this sounds like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Like, did this lady just rip off Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen? Because that movie, and therefore book, that movie came out when I was in like, I want to say 5th grade. So as a 5th grader, which means the book came out even before that. When did this book come out? This book came out in 2002. In 2002, I was in 4th grade. I was 9 years old. So this book came out when I was 9, which means Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen came out before that. So obviously, when Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen was big, I was not of the age that I was going to be reading YA. So I honestly, to be completely honest, which I am shamefully admitting, I didn't even know Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen was a book before it was a movie. Because I saw the movie when I was like 10 in 5th grade, and like I was just like, okay, it's a movie. Like I didn't know that it was a YA book. So partway through, I figured out that this was the sequel. And because this is the sequel, that's pretty much all I can say about it. Pick up with the same characters. This more focuses on Ella than Lola, though, which I really liked. It's a different perspective, and it's just about Ella kind of coming into her own and finding her voice and becoming comfortable with herself and the things that are going on in her life, and that everything's not perfect all the time, and being okay with that and being okay with letting other people see that. But it was really cute. It was really good. I read it in like, I want to say a day and a half. I read it before bed, like for 2 days, and that was it. It's about 200 pages, I think. Yeah, like literally, it's exactly 200 pages, I think. Woo. I lied, it's 201, but the last one's like a 3/4 page. I would recommend it if you're looking for something mindless, or if you're younger, if you're looking for some high school based YA that's just fun. It doesn't really have any serious drama associated. It's just kind of like a fun, almost summer read. I enjoyed it. Recommend. The third book I read this month was Jump by Ginger Rue. This again was just a book that I picked up while scanning the YA section of my local library, and it turned out to be pretty good. Again, it's just kind of like My Perfect Life. It's a kind of just a mindless, fun YA read, and it's about a girl who is the pretty popular girl at her high school, and she gets sent to mandatory counseling for bullying other students out of the school district to like an extreme point, basically. Her parents basically paid the school to not expel her and to mandate counseling instead. And after her first session of counseling, where the counselor describes her as showing heavy signs of narcissistic personality disorder, she starts waking up in other people's bodies, very frequently the bodies of people that she has bullied or her friends have bullied, and she's stood idly by while it's occurred, or that she's judged. People that have very, very different lives than her in the high school hierarchy. Just her learning about, everybody has their own stuff that they're dealing with. Nobody's perfect, and there's a reason that people are the way that they are, because they all have stuff that they're going. It's just her learning about what's really important in life and how to treat people and what makes a friend, and learning that sometimes the people that are best for your rep aren't necessarily the best friends that you could have. So again, really cute, really easy, definitely good moral thing. I would definitely recommend this to any middle schooler, that it's just that kind of book where it's stuff that if you're in 7th, 8th grade, it's either starting to occur or it will be in a few years. I just think there's some good moral lessons in it, and it was fun and it was cute. But yeah, and also incredibly short. I want to say about 200, a little over 200 pages. Like 230 pages, I think, something like that. Recommend if you're looking for something mindless and cute, or if you're middle school, high school, looking for something about going through that time in life and cliques and hierarchies and bullying. Fun stuff that I'm glad to not have to care about anymore at 25. The 4th book I read in February was Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. It was so good. It was so good. It was on my Goodreads want to read shelf. I put it there like a long time ago. I was literally just started typing in stuff that I saw on my Goodreads list, and this was one of them, and it was in stock at my library, so I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And to be completely honest, I was kind of skeptical about it. I didn't know that I would really enjoy it. I did. I'm actually definitely going to buy a copy of this book because that's how much I enjoyed it. It's about a teenager who is diagnosed with drug-resistant tuberculosis, and he is a top student. He's super like zoned in, focused on getting into Stanford University, and that's what his entire life revolves around. That's what his friend circle is, that's what his extracurriculars are, that's like how he spends all of his free time is studying or building his resume for college. And then he gets diagnosed with drug-resistant TB and gets sent to this sanatorium in the mountains of California. There he meets a group of friends that kind of just teach him to enjoy life, and it's about him learning to be in the moment and to enjoy the ride and not just be worried about where the next thing is going to take you. It's also about a girl named Sadie, who he had gone to camp with years before when they were 13. She has been there for about a year or so when he shows up, and it's just about her forgetting her past of being bullied and just learning to be comfortable in her own skin, about her learning to forgive and just live life to the fullest. And it's just this really, really cute story about this group of friends that's facing uncertainty in life, and it's just about them learning to live life to the fullest despite their circumstances. And I think it was so good. It was so good. I don't feel like I can really talk about anything else without giving too much away. Really enjoyed it. There are definitely sad moments in this book. Definitely moments where I'm like, I cannot believe that just happened. There's some solid depth to the characters. It's not super deep, but really good. Definitely recommend if you have not already read Extraordinary Means. The 5th book I read during the month of October, and my final book, is called Tiny Pretty Things by Sonia Chiraporta and Donnell Clayton. This has a sticker on it, but I actually own this book. I got it from Book Outlet, and it just happens to be a library binding. So this book has been on my TBR for close to a year, I want to say. I got it off Book Outlet, I think. It was either Book Outlet or Half Price Books in the summertime, I think, and I just haven't picked it up yet. I don't quite know why. I just think I haven't been in the mood to read it. It's basically about a group of students at the American Ballet Conservatory. There are a lot of different characters in this, but narrators, 3 very different girls at this school. Bette, who like the perfect blonde, pale, white ballerina, and she's been at ABC since she was 6 years old. June, who has also been there since she was 6, but she is half Asian and therefore not what the Russians in the ballet world is looking for. And Gigi, who is the new girl, and she is from California and she is black. It's just about their struggles there, the stress and the competitiveness of the classical ballet world. I made mention of this in my last vlog because I was reading it then, or my vlog before last. I can't remember. I made mention of this book in a vlog when I was reading it. And at first, I was not sure about this book because it's super, like, the stereotypical drama that people associate with the dance world, like eating disorders and backstabbing and gossip and drama over romance because of the lack of boys in the ballet world. All of that is super prevalent in this book. And so at the very beginning, before you really get into the storyline, that's the most prevalent part of it. And so at the beginning I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. However, as you go on, you see how it all ties into the plot line, and it actually is a bit of a mystery. All of these things are happening to Gigi at school, and it's basically just like, who's trying to take her down, and I don't feel like I can adequately explain this without giving very much away. I just started reading the sequel today. I'm on like page 50 of the sequel, but I will tell you that by the time I was halfway through this book, I could not put it down. And at the end, it's a cliffhanger. Something horrible happens, but you don't know who did it. Somebody gets blamed for it, but it's made clear that that's not really who did it. So it leaves you on a bit of a cliffhanger. I've been dying to read the sequel to this, and I was going to buy it, but I couldn't find it in hardback anywhere. So I just got it from the library because this is in hardback. I'm obviously not going to get it in paperback when I have its predecessor in hardback. So then it took like 2 weeks because I had to transfer from another library in the area. But anyways, highly recommend. I love this book so much. I will definitely say I do find, and this is with all YA books, I find the level of descriptiveness of romantic scenes kind of creepy, just because, like, I don't know, why are you writing about teenagers having sex? I don't know, I feel like that's weird. I'm not a fan of super romantic scenes in any books or movies, really, to be completely honest. That's just not what I'm into. But in YA, it just kind of creeps me out sometimes when you really think about the fact that it's adults writing about teenagers having sex. I just feel like it's kind of weird. So, and I mean, like, I don't think anybody actually does have sex in this book, but there's some make-out scenes that are very intensely descriptive. If you're not into that, I would say maybe not for you, but I am not into that at all. I actively search out books that do not have romance aspects to them, and I still loved this book. It was so good. I loved the mystery of it, and I loved the realness of it, because while it was a bit overdramatic, it's a book, it's made for entertainment. There is definitely a camaraderie in the dance world that this does not portray, that I don't think anything with dance portrays. Like, I live very close to ALDC, so like my students and like the dance students like here, we compete within the same circuit as ALDC. Dance Moms is super fake. I just want you to know that. Abby and Kathy are actually like really good friends. Most of the competitions you see on Dance Moms are staged. They're not actual, like they're the companies that they say they're competing with are real, but like the competitions that they actually film at are not real competitions. They're either completely staged competitions and they just get studios to come in for them, and they have no varying on titles or anything like that. Like, they're not real at all. They don't count in scorebooks at all. Or they do go to real competitions, but the girls have to dance twice, once for the cameras and once to compete, because it's a rule of competitions. You can't have cameras in filming a competitive dance at most competitions. Nothing that you see on the show is them actually competing. Like, there's literally not a single dance on that show that was actually competed by those girls. Like, they do compete those dances, some of them sometimes. The times that they're actually competing are not what you see, if that makes sense. So they have to dance twice, and you don't see the one that actually counts for their score. It's also not that dramatic. Our students are basically siblings because they spend so much time together. Moms are super close. Like, anyways, I'm going off into a rant about Dance Moms, which is not what this video is about. Tiny Pretty Things, highly recommend it. If you do not dance, please keep in mind that while there is definitely drama in dance because it's a very high pressure world at a very young age, we have a camaraderie and a closeness that is not depicted in dance fiction, like literature, movies, and all of those things. We do have a camaraderie that people don't realize. So please keep that in mind if you do not dance and you read this book. If you do dance and you read this book, let me know what you thought of it. I really, really liked it. I think I liked the mystery aspect of it and how dynamic the characters were. There was so much depth to every character in this book, and not even just the main characters that were narrating the story, the secondary characters as well. So, Tiny Pretty Things, definitely recommend. 2 thumbs up. That is it for my February wrap-up. Those are the 5 books I read during the month of February. I hope that you enjoyed this video. This is my first wrap-up video I've ever done, so I'm sure it was a bit rough, please tell me what you thought in the comments below, if you've read any of these books, or if any of these books are in your TBR and what you thought of them, or if you're looking forward to reading them. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
A thriving flower is all I ever hold. We will go on and carry out what we have been told. You see, I do things that seem like they make do, but all names for the thing that we got into.